For every creation that you see in the world today is due to powerful thoughts created in human minds. Thoughts builds our consciousness and shapes our attitude. Thoughts are actually fertilized by knowledge. A person with a certain kind of knowledge will create thoughts in harmony with that knowledge. Knowledge gives wisdom. And a person without knowledge is a person whose thoughts will be created in ignorance. So, actions are preceded by thoughts. Thoughts affect our actions, our karma, and our karma again influences our thinking. So, right thinking based on right knowledge is essential for us in leading a peaceful and contented life. So Raja Yoga meditation helps us to create and perform the correct method of thinking, leading to righteous actions. So during adverse situations or in times of need, we can get an intuition how to perform the correct action, the correct thought to bring ourselves and our loved ones to safety when the need arises. So this is why this is very elevated knowledge which helps us to improve our thought power, our thinking capabilities, and to use the tools of the mind, the intellect, the subconscious mind, because it's our emotions and feelings are very important to experience a pure thought, a good thought, and to bring it forth into the body, which rejuvenates the body and also people around us. Not only the people, but the whole universe. So any questions so far? Any questions? Anyone?
Yeah, Lalita ji, can I ask question?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Sure.
To you.
Sir, Satyavir Bhai ji, please go ahead.
First of all, Hari Om to everybody.
Thank you.
Om Shanti, Hari Om.
Om Shanti.
There's a
Hari
very
Om.
basic question I have in mind. You know, regarding our job, we are very consistent, we are very disciplined, because we know that if we are not disciplined and consistent, we will lose the job or the work will not be done. But when it comes to sadhana, most of us are very, very, what should I say, casual.
When it comes to what? Say that again.
Sadhana means practice.
Okay.
Practice of Gyan, practice on Satya, practice on meditation, practice on anything to do. Spirituality is taken as casual because there are no numbers involved here. So how do we improve that situation? What should be done? It is not, I am not talking of others, I am also talking of myself.
Okay, very, very good question. You know, the thing is, people have become accustomed to their way of life, their comfort zone. They feel, okay, I've been doing this for so many years, I want to do it my way, this way, that. So one thought is manmat. Manmat meaning the directions of your own mind. Yeah. And the other one is pamat, the directions of the minds of others. We are driven by them to live our life, and also driven by ourselves to control our life. But here, in this most auspicious confluence age, we have to follow Srimat. Srimat is the elevated directions of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. So he is teaching us, if you follow his routine or this routine, you will become successful in life, because it's time now for reprogramming. Firstly, get up 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. and remember the Father. This is very pure thoughts which is burning all bad sanskaras, especially from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning. We choose to burn the sanskaras and then to read his knowledge, which is a 2.5 foolscap sheet, which is called the Murli. If we follow the Murli very carefully, this is the true Gita spoken at this time, end of 5,000 years. It's the true knowledge from God Shiva. So, we put aside, we make a sacrifice. You know, people go to temples, they want to make a sacrifice because they feel they committed sin, they committed everything. They start to fast and pray. Yeah. This fasting, they only perform for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. But their prayers are answered. Have you ever experienced this? So,
Pardon?
have you ever experienced when you fasted and prayed, your prayers were answered?
No,
Have you
actually,
ever
my belief is, it is fasting of our internal, what should I say, resolve. I don't believe in external fasting. I rarely do fasting. And
Okay.
I think, fasting may affect, but I have no experience.
Okay, but a form of cleansing. Fasting is a form of cleansing. Yeah. Cleansing first, destroying what is in the mind, what is evil in the mind. This is the main fasting, to get rid of negative thoughts. And this is what meditation teaches us. This is what's meditation. Getting rid of negative thoughts, negative energy, negative power. And then performing pure actions, pure thoughts, words, and deeds. So, when we follow a new routine, because this is new age spirituality, new age spirituality takes us above religion. Yeah, it makes us forget everything that we have been doing physical and become spiritual. So, the most highest and most elevated spiritual thought is to become a bodiless soul. Before you entered the womb of your mother, you were a bodiless soul. And to remember the bodiless father. But today, everyone is concentrating on the physical. My money, my car, my home, my job, my body, my beauty, my looks, my dress, everything physical. No one is thinking about, I am a soul driving this body. I am a spirit inside this body, driving this body to wherever I want it to be. Now here, we learn to think, am I performing the right action so I can reap the fruit of pure karma, a happy life, a peaceful life, a loveful life in the future? But the moment I chase for money, I'm becoming greedy. And greed is against one of the vices. It's against the principle of the soul. Because of one man's greed, millions are suffering. And this is why people forget that I am a spiritual being. I am performing this action for self-benefit and self-gain. So here we learn to perform the most pure charity that brings us benefit for the whole 5,000 years in the next kalpa. So this is why this practice of becoming soul consciousness is the first and foremost principle. And it needs practice, practice, practice. People say, my wife, yeah, my child. This I and this my business. When we use this my and I, we develop ego. And ego is against the principle of spirituality. Due to one man's ego, millions of people are suffering. Take example Hitler or Idi Amin. Because of the ego, a lot of people have suffered. And this is a karmic account for the soul. So this is why when we learn Srimad, we learn the elevated versions, the elevated codes of the Creator, not creation. This is the true Sadguru, our Divine Father Shiva. Does that answer?
Yeah, that answers me. But I believe in cleansing and fasting as a mode of cleansing. I really appreciate. And every day morning before my yoga meditation session, I make sure that I cleanse myself, have proper bath, have proper rest. And because then it has to actually invoke an interest, or it has to basically draw you towards your meditation seat internally. And that can only happen once you have cleansing.
Okay, cleansing on the outside, but what about cleansing on the inside? Have I got any? Have I got conflict? Have I got conflict with someone or somebody or some person? Have I got hateful feelings or negative feelings? This is the cleansing from the inside outwards, which is most important.
In fact, my case, I have Guru's mantra, I have meditative techniques, and this negativity doesn't stay. Thinking negative about anybody, maybe for a moment it may come, but it goes. Because the system inside is such which basically continues 24 hours. The cleansing is going on 24 hours, not morning meditation only. It's the whole day. Introspection goes on. Moment of negative thought comes. And I remember the last talk when you did, you had also suggested a technique that positive ones capture, negative ones let them go, let them pass. So being a witness to, being a sakshi to whatever is coming in, reflections or the thoughts or the waves, we have to pick and choose. We have to prioritize what to hold. We have to see what has to be let go. Right?
Very good.
Good technique which you had given last time.
Yes, very beautiful, because main thing, cleansing of the mind and taking out the pollution, the unwanted negativity. And when this happens, you will find everything on the outside is flourishing automatically. You will feel the happiness and the vibration. But just say, if you're feeling some sort of disturbance internally, inside, if you're feeling unhappy, it means that there is something inside in your subconscious which you have to pull out and clean it and get rid of it through this Raja Yoga meditation.
In fact, I have been practicing, and I strongly believe the method of cleansing, not letting any thoughts come, and always to stay positive, is to be in present now. I do not let any of my energy get wasted in past thinking, what happened, and any thinking of future. I work, I concentrate on now. This is what has been the learning, and this is what is the practice. So that automatically cleansing, whatever something will come and go, but there's a flow which is created in a daily schedule, which keeps you on the path and keeps you on the present, today, now. This is what
very good. But also, in our last birth, even in this birth, we have committed a lot of sins. People may say, I never commit sins. But we have committed a lot of sins by hurting someone, hurting each other, one way or the other. When the body, during the day, it is actually committing sins. When it's sleeping, there's no sins committed. Yeah? What method do you use to get rid of the sins of the last births the last many births and this birth, what method you use?
I only believe in the present birth. I have no knowledge of the past birth. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. But I am a strong believer of Gita. Sloka, Adhyay, second slok from 13 to 39, that we are always there. We will always be there, whether king or anybody. It was never there. There was a time when we were not there. So we are here now, and our duty is to do our present karma and stay happy. I feel the biggest sin is if we stay unhappy. This is to me the biggest pop. We are made as nature. Nature is never sad. Nature is always giving. Something happens in the nature. Turmoils will come, cyclones will come, tornadoes will come, but they will come for momentarily. I think same thing happens with our body. So let's not get bogged down. We are like a deep sea. In the deep
But,
sea, everything is quiet. You will only have movement at the surface. So why to worry about movement on the surface? Let me be what is there sea inside, what is there ocean inside. And that is what is the ocean of happiness. We are meant to be happy. We are here to create happiness. And that is only the thing to me. Anything which creates you unhappiness, negativity, I consider as a sin.
okay, the highest form of charity is to remember yourself as a soul and remember the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Spirit, the Creator. Because times are changing, whether you like it or not, the world is going to change. And we have been warned that natural calamities, diseases, and the war is inevitable. It's going to bring about change, which will open the gates to heaven. So this is why this new age spirituality has come on board. And it's important you get hold of the Murli, and if you can read this Murli, this 2.5-page Murli every day, it will also create a new change in your life as well. I would suggest this because it creates a newness and uniqueness in your life and the life of others.
I agree with you. We have to be ready for the change. But one thing which is very, very clear in my mind, we are on a planet and we are on a journey of cosmos. Continuously, Earth is moving. We are moving on the Earth. So there is nothing impermanent. What is permanent is only change. Nature is changing. We also change. So we have to be one with that change. We have to continuously keep our focus on present, and that, as what I said, the spirituality, the Almighty, we have to keep remembering and to be with. And this is where the practice of yoga teaches the individual soul united with the supreme or eternal soul. This is what is the truth, and being that truth, realizing that truth on a daily basis, on a moment basis, this is what I feel is our purusharth.
Yeah, because what is going to happen, everything physical is going to change. But the soul is imperishable, the spirit is imperishable. It does not die, it does not burn, does not get drowned, it cannot be killed. But only we transform our energy for a better birth, a better body, better family, better country, a better society. So this is how we change our sanskaras and our thoughts now. We are reprogramming at this time of the cycle.
I'm the firm believer of, you see, there is no duality. Me and God, it's all one. So I'm not doing anything. It's all happening. It's all happening. It's all evolving in the nature, the God, the Almighty. So firm believer of Gita, that it's all
Wonderful,
happening.
wonderful,
It's all
wonderful.
happening. I'm not
Main
doing
thing,
anything.
yeah,
I'm not creating anything. I'm not doing any favor or anything to anybody. It's all happening. I'm part of that. So there is no duality between me and the God. It's all one.
wonderful. So any other questions?
No, thank you very much. You've made things so clear and wonderful. Especially, I like your point about worry and concern. Worry is negative, concern is positive. We need to be concerned. When you are concerned, then you do something. You take care. When you worry, you only worry from distance. So it's a basically matter of doing, not only worrying. So I appreciate that point, giving it a positive thought. The biggest concern we have is today there are a lot of
Because
concerns. Yeah.
there are 5 different types of thoughts. Yeah, the first one is waste thoughts. Waste thoughts is to do with doubts, excuses, worry about trivialities, building castles in the air, misunderstanding, confusion, paranoia. These thoughts rob us of our happiness. It takes away our happiness and it takes away our time. We utilize our time in not in a worthwhile way because of waste thoughts. We begin to think and think and think, and we lose our energy, we lose our time. So waste thoughts robs us of our time and it robs us of our happiness. And the other thought is, negative thought, which is to do with the vices, the 5 vices. And the other one is necessary thoughts, which is to do with mundane issues and taking care of your hygiene and your social and your professional activities. But the last thought, which is called elevated thought, it is to do with meditative introspection, spiritual service of yourself, others, self-development. It's a real creative thinking. So this is why we choose to leave all the other types of thoughts and to concentrate on the elevated thought at this time. Before we're going to leave, we are making preparations for the return journey back home. This is why we choose, we choose this yoga,
Very good.
So anyone else, any other questions? Feel free, please.
Yes, anyone else? Supriya ma'am, any question?
I got the answers, whatever I
Got
was
one.
having in mind.
Ramkalap sir, you want to say something?
So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what is,
Ramkalap sir, ask your question.
Fully satisfied with the answer of Sarma sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Anu is there? Anu, do you have any question?
no questions?
No question.
So whatever waste thoughts we have, we should end it to the Father. And if waste thoughts are still coming into the mind, we should check and see where the doorway of the mind is and how to get rid of the waste thoughts. Never keep anything wasteful in the mind because it is of no use and no value but destructive. So also to practice this meditation for 30 minutes every day and not to miss Amrit Vela is a very crucial thing now in life, because through Amrit Vela we gain the power of intuition, the signals, what to do for the whole day, and also to have evening meditation before we go to bed, and all our burdens, all the negativity, all the waste to the Divine Father, and go to bed peacefully and wake up early in the morning ready for Amrit Vela. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thanks a lot.
Any other? No one?
Any other questions? If you got, please feel free.
No more questions. Okay. Means you have explained so beautifully that no one had any doubt in their mind.
Yeah, it's important not to have a doubt, because when we have a doubt, what happens? The doubt increases It is recorded again in the subconscious mind. It comes back playing in the conscious mind. So doubt is a highly negative word. Doubt, worry, and fear. Where there's truth, there is no fear. And success is guaranteed with these two virtues, which is determination and enthusiasm. So make sure that we make ourselves courageous, enthusiastic, because God Shiva says, if you have just 1% of courage, He gives you 1,000% of courage thereafter to drive you forward. So just take one step of courage and He'll give you 1,000 steps of courage. So never lose faith and never ever have a doubt. Never have anything negative in the mind. If it's going to come, but you push it away and replace it with positive thoughts and positive energy. Om Shanti.